slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey team, today's topic I want to go over what time of day should you measure heart rate variability. And your heart rate variability, a lot of athletes miss this, but if you don't on a routine basis check your heart rate, especially in the mornings, it's, heart rate variability is a marker of the body's response to stress. So it's best to measure it in a reproductive context when you're at rest and away from other stressors. So, in my opinion, the best time to measure your heart rate variability is when you first get up in the morning. This is like when in the first 5 to 10 minutes before you wake up, before you've had coffee, you've exercised, or you've checked your social media or emails, anything like that. The best time to get your heart rate variability definitely is without a doubt in the morning, before any stressors, anything that comes up. A normal heart rate variability at rest for someone in, say, like their 20s is around 55 to 105 beats per minute. And if you're in your 60s, it might be between 25 and 45. But heart rate variability basically dictates how stressed you are. And so that's why I always say, one of the best things that you can do as an athlete is to check your heart rate when you first get up in the morning. And if your heart rate is like between 8 to 10 beats higher than it normally is, then it's a good idea to skip that fartlek session or track workout that you had planned, or the tempo run you had planned, and instead, either, if you need to, take the day off and stretch and hydrate and get some additional rest, or jog in the place of that hard anaerobic workout that you had planned. And heart rate variability is definitely a normal occurrence, and it's not classified as like an arrhythmia on its own. A heart condition called mitral valve prolapse, where there's a little additional amount of blood that trickles into the ventricles. So it's kind of, and from what I've been told over the years too, exercise helps to strengthen mitral valve prolapse. And with heart rate variability, our heart generally beats the same beats throughout the day. But again, if you're highly stressed, or you have, if you have a lot of things on your plate, then there is variability that does occur. Now, there are definitely ways to improve your heart rate variability, and obviously that comes with getting proper sleep, trying to minimize the amount of stress that you're dealing with. Obviously, exercise without a doubt will help to improve your heart rate variability, because again, the stronger you become, the more anaerobically fit you become, the less your heart has to work. So there is a minimizing of heart rate variability in that respect. Heart rate variability is a good thing because your body has many systems and features, and that let it adapt to where you are and what you're doing. So as you get fitter, your heart rate is, if your heart rate is highly variable, which there's a lot of fluctuations, this is usually evidence that your body can adapt to many kinds of changes and stresses. So people with high heart rate variability are usually less stressed and happier than individuals that maybe don't have high heart rate variability. And this comes a lot with current studies. So in general, low heart rate variability is considered a sign of current or future health problems. So you do want to make sure that you're getting that checked if you do have low heart rate variability. That's because when your heart is beating faster, there's less time between the beats. It's also more common in people who have higher resting heart rates. So that's because when your heart is beating faster, there's less time between the beats. So you're reducing the opportunity for variability. Okay, so heart rate variability is measured with GPS watches. We have the Garmin's, we have the Soros, the Coros watches, and all these other different types of devices out there. In a medical setting, obviously an electrocardiogram or EKG is usually how heart rate variability is detected. The question of what is a good heart rate variability number, unfortunately, heart rate variability definitely is difficult to interpret because variability of heart rate decreases as we age, and variability that's normal in one person may not be normal for someone else. So, and you know, as I mentioned before, there are definitely ways that you can improve your heart rate variability. Regular exercise and healthy diet is definitely, without a doubt, one of the best ways to help improve that. And also mental health, okay? You know, that's definitely a vital part of heart rate variability. You know, reducing and managing the amount of stress that you're placing on yourself can improve heart rate variability. And again, that's why I mentioned it's definitely one of the best options as an athlete to make sure that you're checking your heart rate on a routine basis in the mornings, especially. Okay, you know, because again, you don't want to check heart rate. You don't want to monitor what your resting heart rate is at midday or like in the evening. Throughout, you want to do it when you first wake up in the morning. And you know, that is definitely the way, in my opinion, of how to best measure heart rate variability, is to make sure that you are on a routine basis, just like when you're going out to run and you're working out on the track or on the roads, you're consistent with that. Then also stay consistent with checking your heart rate in the morning to make sure that you're not overly stressed, that you're able to recover. Now, a lot of these Garmin's and Coros watch, I don't know so much about the Coros watch, but I do know about the new Garmin's. I had the Garmin 245 and the Garmin 965, which is what I have currently. You know, if you're interested in those watches, check out the links below. But those are generally a good indication of showing you, especially with the Garmin 965, you can actually check your morning heart rate. It'll give you a estimate of what workout you should be doing the following day as you wake up, just based on how stressed you are. Okay, so again, you can definitely measure heart rate variability. The best way to do it is the first time when you first get up in the morning, before you do anything else. And again, remember, if your heart rate is usually between 5 to 10 beats per minute higher than it normally is, you know, say your resting heart rate is normally 44 beats per minute when you get up in the morning, and it's like 52 or 53 when you wake up, I would recommend jogging, especially if you had a track workout or a fartlek workout or a tempo run in the place. You know, give yourself another 24 hours of recovery, either by jogging in the place of that workout or take the day off if you need to. Again, not every runner is out there doing 7 days a week or 6 days a week of running. And generally, you can still run great times. You can still getting great fitness in 3 to 4 days of running as well. So I hope this video on how to measure heart rate variability is helpful for you, and it gives you some additional tips and strategies, some things you need to be thinking about, because many athletes don't always check their morning heart rate. So make that a part of your routine, just like your long runs, your tempo runs, your track workouts are a part of your routine. Mental visualization, like I mentioned before, lower the amount of stress you're dealing with. If you lower that amount of stress, you know, and stay positive and give yourself enough sleep and hydration and lower the amount of stress you're dealing with, your likelihood of minimizing heart rate variability will also increase as well. Okay, so keep that in mind in terms of your mental health as much as with your physical health. So hope this video is helpful for you. Feel free to leave me a comment below if you have any other additional thoughts about heart rate variability. I would definitely be interested in hearing what you have to say as well. Thank you so much for your support. To all of my subscribers, whether you're brand new or you're old to this channel, you've been here for several years with me. Thank you so much for your support. Also, look below any of my videos for resources that will help take your running and racing to the next level, or just visit RunDreamAchieve.com. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.